What's up guys, it's TyranitarTube and welcome back. A new trailer was uploaded for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We're gonna break it down. At initial glance when I watched it with you guys, it was a long trailer, but it didn't really reveal much aside from the Girafarig, but they be sneaking in some stuff, so we're gonna break this trailer down.
As a student at an academy in the Paldea region, you'll take part in an independent study program called the Treasure Hunt.
The trailer is actually this kind of overview trailer to just get everyone on the same page on what Scarlet and Violet is about. So first thing to show is the overworld Pokemon. We can walk up to SHANK and fight it. Because it has an open camera angle and is open world, you're gonna get like cool routes. Then they introduce us to Wild Terra Pokemon. When you're walking around in the open world, you'll see a glowing Pokemon. It can terrestrialize. It's not a raid Pokemon, but for some reason, without having a trainer, it'll just terrestrialize in battle, which would make this the first gimmick, aside from Dynamax kind of, that wild Pokemon can wield without a trainer.
It seems to be a Jigglypuff. But why is it shining so bright?
I imagine these Pokemon have higher IVs, and you can also get the guaranteed Terra type you're looking for if the Jigglypuff is wearing the right crown. What's cool is when you knock the Jigglypuff low enough, it de-terrestrializes, so maybe that shows that you need a trainer's help to maintain it.
Any Pokemon is capable of having any of the 18 different types as its Terra type.
And we got confirmation any Pokemon can have any Terra type, which is gonna make it kind of confusing in the metagame, but I'm sure people will lean towards using the same ones. Like Tyranitars, everyone will probably run like Rock, Dark, or Ghost.
What's this? Quaxly's out there in the world, charging straight toward that Litleo.
Poor Litleo was minding its business. It trusted you. It saw the trainer approaching and trusted you, and you freaking kill it. So this is the Let's Go feature. You can send your Pokemon that follows you to do things, and they show later on in the trailer when you're in Team Star's base that you're just spamming like 3 of your Pokemon to go fight them all. Also look, it's Wiglet's sprite. Frick. We still don't know fully how this works yet. It almost seems like you can only temporarily send it out. I imagine it more like you have your Pokemon following you when you go through a route and it's doing things while you're doing things, but it seems like you have to direct it. You can see the arrow appears on the Litleo. It's almost like you have to like hold L and then you can send it out and it'll tell Quaxly where to go. Next thing the game shows you is the mini-map, which is, we've seen it before, but a cool feature for an open world game. Right now, the trainer needs to go to Team Star's base so they can select the location and just know what general direction to go towards. I didn't really get lost when I was playing Legends Arceus, so the open camera isn't too confusing, but this will help people. Then they show us Team Star's base, where it's different than the hideout I thought it was. I thought it would be like you go in the hideout, fight a bunch of trainers, and then you fight Mera or Mela, but it seems like you go in and do this mini game where you have to fight 30 Pokemon in 10 minutes and then you're given the way to Mela. I imagine this is the first Team Star base, which is why it's simple. Maybe the other ones will actually have more to them. So later on in the trailer, Arven warns you that there's a totem Pokemon nearby, or a Titan Pokemon, and you actually see them in the overworld like that. It's disgusting. Arven's like, oh, I can't spot it, but I know one's in the area. In a nice little immersive way, you're gonna see the freaky Titan Pokemon in the overworld somewhere. Now when we fight the crab, we get this big health bar, right? But the way it looks like in the trailer, it's almost as if it's the same as our health bar. When we use moves and knocks off a big chunk, maybe people can analyze it better, and especially once the Drifloon terrestrializes, it just destroys it. Looking back at it, there's a chance that maybe it's 2 health bars big. I mean, look, we can use all 6 of our Pokemon, right? The more we go into these Titan battles, I want us to do so little damage that you really have to use all 6 of your Pokemon to just barely beat it. Anyhow, the cloth doesn't even let you beat it. After you get its health low, it just dances away. They show us the character customization in this trailer. There seems to be a lot, and they also show us profiles in this game. So you can have a profile that's probably linked to your trainer ID when you want to Wi-Fi battle people. And so you can take a selfie to update it. Here's her ID number. I feel like in the Pokemon game after this, we're gonna have an actual way to chat and post stuff, like a mini social network. But what's cool here is you can see some cool stats, like how much of the Pokedex they've completed and shiny Pokemon, which would be big for all the shiny hunters. It says shiny Pokemon battled, which of course wouldn't include if you failed to catch one. But what it means is that you have to actually encounter them. You can't just trade a bunch of shinies from a game. Your trainer card here would really represent how many shinies you found. And then recipes collected, so a completionist would have a lot of fun filling their stats. Another setting you can take selfies in is the new picnic feature, where you scrub Gume with the Mareep, you let your Pokemon play with balls, and then you go and check in the basket, and you completely missed that one of them made an egg. I bet you it was the frickin' Sableye. Anyhow, this is how you breed in this game. There's no nursery, it seems like. You just start up a picnic, and the Pokemon in your party will breed. Then there's cooking in your picnic, and they obviously have ham laid out there. Like there isn't the leading question of where it came from. But yeah, after you eat the Lechonk, it seems like some other cool RPGs that eating these give you benefits. You have catching power on fairy types. You have probably a higher chance to encounter grass types. They're all level 1, so it seems like the better recipes you get, if you get up to like 5-star recipes, you could really do well on these raids. And that's everything in the trailer, aside from my favorite moment. Girafarig is evolving. The sacred Pokemon. This was the very first Pokemon leaked beyond the riddles Ku was just throwing out. And it is called Farigiraf. It is literally Girafarig's name, but they swapped the palindrome. It is sadly the only new Pokemon addressed in the trailer, but it's pretty cool. So, you know, normal Girafarigs are like zebras or horses. They don't actually have the long neck. Well, they kind of have a long neck. This one actually has the long neck. It looks like a giraffe. They don't explain how it evolves, but it is a normal psychic type still, which is a really good typing, and it has 2 new abilities. The first ability is Cud-Chew, which makes it so that once Girafarig eats a berry in battle, at the end of the turn, it re-eats it. Essentially, it's eating it with both of its heads. Now, there's not many good berries out there. There's some that raise like your special attack and stuff, but it would work well with the citrus berry. Depending on how thick Farigiraf is, you eat your citrus berry, you eat it again, and it's like you have 50% more health. The other new ability is Armor Tail, which is just like Queenly Majesty. When your opponent tries to use priority moves, it just fails. That's because your boy is keeping watch. You know, you thought Girafarig and its tail hated each other. They're working together. The way they describe it on the site, what's his name? Farigiraf. Always in Girafarig's Pokedex entries, it's stated that its tail has a tiny brain too. Now it's described as both of their brains are working together. And then get this, you know, Farigiraf all adorable with its new hoodie. Bro, that ain't a hoodie at all. It closes its mouth sometimes. Frig, they really are working together. And they state that this new hoodie head is so thick and sturdy that it'll just smack around with it. It does physical damage, which now raises the question, is Farigiraf a physical attacker or special attacker? Girafarig does get both like Zen, Headbutt, and Psychic, and both of its attacks are pretty close, but its special attack was always just a little higher. It seems like it's gonna keep that. There's a chance maybe it'll get like a signature move. Depending on who plays ball, you get either attack. Also, Girafarig's stats are 455 BST, and when we see how much Ursaring, Styler, and Basculin got when it evolved in Legends, it looks like these stats would make Girafarig's higher than like Scizor's at like 505 or 510. So it's actually going to become a good Pokemon. So that's everything acknowledged in the trailer, but secretly, they showed more Pokemon in this trailer.
Let's check.
Oh, right here. Oh, that's a freaking new Pokemon, isn't it? It's disgusting. I'm kidding. Was that a giant mushroom Pokemon? We got our best team looking at it. Yeah, we have naked mice, parrot. Legit, I would have thought this is a house. It's a freaking shroom Pokemon. Dwebble? A regional mushroom Dwebble? At a first glance, I was certain that they must have left them hidden somewhere in the trailer for fans to find. But when you look at the Japanese trailer, none of these Pokemon can be found. They use different gameplay in that trailer slightly that you just never see them. So it really feels like it was an oversight. So let's cheat and look at some of these new Pokemon. Freaking finally, I found it. We got 2 of these naked mice Pokemon. Not that we're so excited to witness this mouse, but it's so cool to sneakily find extra Pokemon. Then we have this parrot Pokemon, which this black thing is a part of its hair. It's like a well-designed combed parrot. He's gonna be best friends with Chatot. And then we have this. I thought initially that this was just a house on the minimap, but there are no houses on the minimap. This is some mushroom. It looks kind of tasty too. And then we have a giant Rookidee in the back. I don't know why they're on the minimap. Is it possible when you go through a route, your minimap just floods with all the overworld Pokemon? Because then you wouldn't be able to see anything. But for some reason, the route that they are just leaving from, they just witnessed all these Pokemon. If we want to guess the typings, I guess these are normal. I would want this to be pure flying, and I have no idea with you. If you're a poisonous mushroom, I guess poison ground? Who knows? I don't know how some of you guys have eyesight like this. 410? Oh, this sucker. Who's this? Who's that man? One of the grunts, while everyone's sending out growlets and torkos, just sent out this little chimchar man. We analyze. If we zoom in, that ain't a chimchar at all. What it looks like is the pre-evolution of two Pokemon we already know. This Pokemon 2, when I checked the Japanese trailer with you guys, doesn't exist. It must be an oversight. Armarouge and Scarlet, they're Pokemon that when you read their description, it sounds like they're meant to be pure fire types, but Armarouge finds this Mega Buster armor that grants it psychic powers that turn it into a fire psychic type, while Scarlet finds this armor and blades carrying this evil grudge holding power that turns it into a fire ghost type. So surely they must have been something before they found the armor. That must be what this little guy is, which says a couple things. One, they're not standalone Pokemon. They're not gonna get the Drudagon treatment where it's not as attractive to get them. And two, look how early we are in the game. I know only one grunt sent it out, so it's supposed to be rare, but it seems like you can get this guy early. And my guess is he's either a pure fire type or like fire normal. I don't think there's a separate pre-evolution for Scarlet. I think he just gets blue flames because he's a bit more possessed. And I'm telling you, you guys found this minutes as the trailer was coming out. Another thing we noticed is in the trailer when they're showing off the first gym leader, we have these sunflowers walking with us and the frame rate is so low. Now, I'm not bothered by it, but it made me wonder, why did Game Freak just not take it out of the trailer? Just so people don't roast them for it. We went to the Japanese trailer.
ジムバトルを目指してジムテストに早速挑戦
And this makes no sense. It's smooth in one game and not smooth in the other. But granted, in the Japanese trailer, there's this old man who's got the low frame rate. So my only idea is maybe they're still perfecting the game and trying to get it to run as fast as possible. So the two pieces of footage are from different times. And now there's only one thing left to show. If it couldn't get even more confusing how people have this eyesight, and this is in the part of the trailer where they're taking selfies, where I would not even pay attention to anything. While they're taking selfies, there's this girl with the greed in, there's this guy taking a photo of the homeless Sableye, the girl on the beach, the guy with the whooper, and then the girl with the Sprigatito. Did you see it? I know you ain't talking about freaking whooper. Is there something back here? Oh, this how do you see that? What is that? There's no way people can see this stuff. What is that? Hold up. Is this really it's freaking something, isn't it? Or is that a tent? Why do you notice these things? Holy. That's a bug, I guess. It's a bunny? How do you see a bunny? I see antenna, and then maybe another antenna here. Eye, and just a big round bug. Chinchou? Whoa! A Chinchou on the land? Alright, let's look up Chinchou. The two things on the side that Chinchou has, and its eyes. It's like the exact same color and placement. And it's got a round body too. Let's see how it moves. Okay, let's see if we can catch how it moves. Yo, it be moving like a bug. It's using its antennas. It's like eating something off the floor. And in the little animation you can see, which, let me show you this in the Japanese trailer.
見ながらカメラアプリでパシャリパシャリパシャリどうやら
It doesn't exist at all. None of the secret Pokemon, this is the last one, exist in the Japanese trailer. It looks like when it bends down that it has this like yellow thing behind its back, which isn't on normal Chinchou. So it leads us to the other idea that it's just this bug Pokemon in the snow. So there we go. 5 hidden Pokemon. On another thought, even if Scarlet's pre-evolution was endgame only, you can go to the endgame, catch him, and come back. So that's actually kind of cool for this game. Anyhow, that's it, my dudes. That's everything shown in this trailer. And now I can tell Pokemon is hiding everything in this game from the trailers. They want you to experience everything firsthand. So everyone who's been avoiding the leaks, good job. You're gonna enjoy this game a lot. And we have just 1 month left. There's a chance we'll get a trailer before November's trailer. And so some ideas going around are maybe we'll get Star Revolutions. Oh, frick. There is one more Pokemon. You kidding me? They revealed 6. This one is in the Japanese trailer too, I'm certain. So in this trailer, the footage of Mela is a bit more extended, and the focus of this new Pokemon is this car. You know, we've looked at this car a couple times. We know the rumor of there being an engine Pokemon. It's even hinted on their site that there's something weird with the car. And we're certain that it's this weird parasite thing in the front. But you guys were saying, look, it's the pre-evolution on the exhaust of the car. And if you look, there's this weird exhaust on the car, and it looks like it's got an eye. Now, how an exhaust Pokemon could evolve into an engine doesn't make sense, but bro, it's Pokemon. This could be the pre-evolution right here. I imagine them actually like parasites attaching themselves to vehicles and gaining something from it. Maybe surviving. So maybe this Pokemon attaches here and either plays the role of the exhaust or took over what the exhaust was. And then later it'll evolve into the engine. So this one is not for certain that it's a Pokemon, but because that eye looks a lot like the engine's eye, it seems it might be. Okay, now that is everything. Go on and shank that like button. Bro, a lot of you guys in the live stream are telling me to go to like Koos tweets, all these other leaked Twitter accounts. Don't do it. Even Pokemon themselves is sacrificing like hundreds of thousands to not reveal all the things in this game. Look how dead this trailer was. They did it intentionally. For a lot of people, the difference between their favorite and least favorite Pokemon games is what they went in with when they played the game, how they enjoyed it. Shank that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.
I'm the man. Give me my spot on that throne. They didn't want me to grow. They didn't know I would make all of them grow. I did it all on my own. Man, what was you when I was trapped in my zone? Never had nothing to own. Now it's all good.